This is Justin AMZN on Wednesday, April 1st, 2020. Taking a look at the 5-minute here. And we did have a bigger move down. We were chopping around right below 1925 pre-market, then started to move right on up. I'm thinking, oh, this is great. It's going to start to run. Did a pullback, had a really nice Morningstar reversal right here. It's like, this is it. This is the bounce. And then it went sideways. And then it started to go again. The low here was 1925.35. And again, I'm thinking, oh, this is it. This is the bounce. It's going to go. Nope. Then it rolled over. And pretty slow rollover. It actually just kind of, here, let's zoom in here. Put in a Morningstar reversal here, a hammer here, a high wave candle, and then broke down below the high wave candle. Retested up to the 21 with an inverted hammer, and just really did a nice sideways stair step here before rolling over like this, which this was a great way to trade this bearish. Just one of these that's a slow mover. You can easily set up an entry like below the lows here and stop right above it and look to snag a couple hours on its way down. And then once it did that, then it started to move back up. Again, not bouncing off of the pivot here, but retested and put in a really nice resistance right at the same level. And that actually coincides, oops, let me zoom back out, coincides with the pre-market. So the pre-market lows through here were right around 1917. And that's the same place we retested into. So, initially for the first, 2 hours, we were staying above pre-market support, thinking of support. And then once that high wave candle came in, the rest of the day was rolling over bearish here, retesting back into pre-market resistance now here. And then again with another high wave candle here, rolling over. And then once it actually got down to 1900, started to bounce a little bit. So it's pretty crazy that it was gapping down the way it was. I was talking about these prices. It did end up holding the 21. We didn't get a close below here. This is still really bearish, but we had a really nice bearish retest gap. It retested, then rolled over. Makes sense that it did that. We got a close below this bullish candle. We still held with a close above this low, above the close of this candle, above this low. So this, I still think this bullish pattern, this battalion of soldiers is intact. Now, obviously it's not as strong as if we got in a bullish candle and it, we can look back at this and say, okay, that was it. It went, but still we haven't taken out a low here yet. With a close. The low today was 1893. The low over here was 1889, 1885, 78, we were right at 1900. So, we wicked down, but we didn't get a close on there. If we get a close on there tomorrow, I think we'll continue for a bit, maybe even longer than that. If we get, something sideways inside, then, and it's bullish, then watch for a gap down and Friday being more bearish. But if we can get a bullish candle and we can get, another, close above today's high, similar to these two candles, similar to these two candles, and we can start to move up. We should at least move back up into this pivot into this, uptrend channel and see if we can just kind of grind higher a little bit. But that it does bring weakness into this, looking at how strong this pattern was, the location, just recognizing where we're at, that you have these highs, you have an Morningstar reversal now, you have an inverted hammer. It really does, and then the gap down today really does kind of open the door to a potential for a little more of a pullback. I think if it does, an easy target would be 1815. Because that was the last time we had a really strong bullish candle here. That was some previous support, old resistance, new support, and new support again here. See if that would hold as support. And it could be a day or a couple days that it could get down there if it does pull back. So really just have to wait and see how that's going to move. Back in here on the 5-minute, these pullbacks and bounces were actually holding up really well with the 2000 strike. So it was pulling right in 1925 and putting this nice base in here around 350. Dipped down a little bit below 350, but still the 3 to 350 range was holding nicely. And then it just didn't. It broke down with this candle at 1020, took out this low, and then from the rest of the day was going lower. So at 1020, that was this candle. No, this candle. Okay, so it was starting to work, starting to break out. This was, I guess, just a bull trap. The upper wick here, and then this candle was just a bull trap, and so it started to break down. And the option looks worse that it's already selling off, already taking out lows, and so yeah, bullish just wasn't working through here. Looking at what you could have done bearish, you could have actually waited for it to put in that bullish spike. Breakdown and then do like this retest, and this candle at 1055 was actually this inverted hammer. So getting in bearish on this candle or just after it, anywhere in here, would have been a really nice trade. Probably doing something like 550 by 450, possibly even maybe 5 by 4, but really it worked out better for this to be like a kind of a bracket. Bracket these candles, doing like 550 by 450 and letting that ride. What's really interesting is after it did that, so this initial breakdown here, it retested and just went sideways for so long. The option price, as it's making these highs, actually just kept coming way back down. So you could have been looking for a similar setup like this, 550 by 450 over here as it started putting a base and looking for probably 6 by 5. And that would have been a really nice place to be buying these lows. Now it dipped down a little bit further. You're thinking, okay, I'm wrong. It's going to go further up. And it didn't. It actually held 6 by 5 really well. And again, pushed back on up. So that would have been a nice couple of hours there, going from like 550, probably up to the high here, 750. So taking 2 hours on that would have been a nice setup. And then this one, looking for a continued rollover, probably look to get back up to this high. So taking that from 6 up to 9. So that would have been a nice setup on the bearish side. So again, being a bearish retest gap, makes sense that it rolled over. I was really looking for it to hold the 1925. But once it didn't, it gave you some really clear opportunities after that to flip, if you were bullish like I was looking for it to be. So hope that helps. This is Justin Amazon. Thanks.